Hello, 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 friend, and welcome to the live of Lead Like the CEO show. I'm your host, Shevvy. Come on in. Happy Wednesday. If you are new here, drop in the chat, drop in the comments where you're joining me from, and say hello. I'm going to give it a few seconds, and I am running a little bit behind because guess what? I have to make sure that my kid is registered for school. So I was actually had a call with the counselor to make sure we are good to go when it comes to his actual schedule, because he's excited to go, and guess what? I'm excited for him to start school as well too. All right, what is going on with this? All right, if you can see me, let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. Welcome to this Lead Like a CEO show. I'm your host, Chevy. And before I dive in, if you're new here, I'm a retired Air Force veteran after 22 plus years. And what I really focus on and really is my purpose and my passion is really focused on supporting mission driven businesses and organizations to really develop their people, but also optimize their business operation 40% or more so that they can spend more time operating in their zone of genius and focus on sustaining and scaling their businesses because they have the time and capacity. And today we're going to be talking about, are you operating in your zone of genius as a CEO? And I support home care agencies to really up level how they run their businesses and organization. So come on in, friends, say hello. And as you join, I'm gonna just continue because I don't want to keep you because I have to go do some shopping as well because it's like everything is moving fast for school now because he starts tomorrow, y'all, and it's exciting. All right, y'all. So today I wanted to talk about operating in your zone of genius. But first, before I get into that, let me share a little bit about my story like I did last week. So if you were not here last week, definitely check out the video. But I'm going to continue to share my story because I want you to understand why I'm passionate about supporting mission-driven organizations and businesses. And that is the reason behind this, because my mom, after being a homemaker for years and years and years, and coming from a place where she made weave baskets be sold, sold food, like cooked and sold plates, as was an entrepreneur selling things. My sister and I contributing by going out to different creating, like having a stand, like an actual stand with chips and candy and bubble gum and cookies, and selling it and making money, helping my mom out with money, making the sale. And after joining after moving here from Guyana, South America, to the US in 1991, and getting support through the government assistant, she was able to study and became a home health aide assistant, where she went into the homes of individual members and supported elderly individuals, whether that was cooking, cleaning, taking care of them, having conversation. So very mission driven type work. And for me, it's part of her legacy for me to just continue on this path. And for me, looking back at my journey as a kid, wanting to be a teacher, a pediatrician, wanting to be a social worker, and even, joining the military and service, and getting a little bit of that experience of being an educator as well too, because I was able to experience that in the military. It just led me back into mission driven businesses and organization that I want to support, because yes, the money will come, but at the end of the day, what is the impact that we are making? And for me, it's all about the impact that I can assist businesses and organizations to reach and create. And I'm excited about that. So this is this part of my story, which you will continue to hear. So like I said in the beginning, welcome. And today it's all about, are you operating in your zone of genius? So let's think about where you're at now, currently in your business. And as a home care agency founder and CEO, you decided to step into the space that you feel you're passionate about. Maybe you have a nursing background. Maybe you were a CNA. Maybe you're a home health aide individual, and you decided to up level where you're at and create something bigger because you have a bigger vision. And you love serving people, just like I love serving people, and you have launched your business, you've been in the business probably, 3 to 5 years, and you're still growing, you're scaling financially, you're like, hey, we're doing well, but you feel like you don't have the time and capacity to focus on the things that you know that you want to spend more time in. And that comes with you stepping into operating in your zone of genius. And part of leading as a CEO, and I've said this before, you don't have to be the CEO to lead as a CEO. Okay. And as a CEO, you're in the business, it's your business, you have a team, there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of moving parts. But in order for you to start operating in your zone, you have to look at your current foundation. That's right. You have to look at your current business foundation and identify, do I have the things, people, and processes in place to make sure that I have the ability and the time to operate in my zone. And right now, you may not have all the things. You do have some things, you do have some processes in place, you do have people there, but they're not fully optimized how you would love for them to be. So it is keeping you in the weeds of your business. And like, man, I need to get out of doing all the things that I'm doing right now. And trust me, I get it. I understand. After 22 years in the military, I've been in the weeds of many different things. I've ran many different operations. So I definitely understand what is needed and what is required to really step fully into that CEO role, but also having the team and the resources to make sure that you are able to not only be the CEO, but also deliver and lead as a CEO as well. So that's what I'm really here to share with you as a home care agency founder. So the first thing is looking at your current foundation. And that means looking at what is your purpose, going back to the purpose, going back to the why of why you started this home care agency business, and identifying like, okay, what is the thing that really fuels me? Why did I create this business in the first place? Is it to serve? Is it to make sure that I'm able to have the freedom and create a bigger impact? So whatever that is, like, go back to what was the reason behind you launching and creating this beautiful business that you have. Yes, it may be chaotic some days. Yes, a lot of things might be going on right now, and you're like, pull your hair out, you're screaming, you're like, I can't get a break. Then I need you to go back and look at the why and your current foundation of your business. Okay, because you want to get to the point where you're going to operate where you're actually operating in your zone of genius. And that it may not be leading teams, it may not be sales, it may not be marketing, it could be something else. And what I've noticed, conversations I've had with CEOs, they are not ready to own that CEO title because they don't want to be the CEO. They want to have the business, they want to scale the business, they want to do other things in the business instead of run the business, if that makes sense. And you're probably in the same situation where you're like, hey, this is my business, but I want someone else to run it for me. And that's where I come in and help you to make sure that you have the foundation and the right individuals in the right position so that you can step out of being a CEO, but still be the owner of your business, but also have the time and capacity to focus on other things. So the first thing is looking at building that strong foundation by making sure that you have processes in place. And the second thing is looking at when you are able to operate in your zone of genius, you are able to make sure that you are capturing other opportunities. Because what I've heard from CEOs, because they're so much in the weeds of their businesses, they are missing opportunities because they don't have the time to go out and do the thing that they really want to spend more time doing. Some have said they want to spend more time doing sales to drive more revenue and scale their businesses. Some have said, hey, I want to spend more time in marketing because I love marketing. I love doing this specific thing. Just like for me, I love leadership. I love operations. I love optimizing your overall business and structure and the people and the training. Like those are like teaching, educating, like that is me. But if you like say, Shevvy, you're going to be the admin person, I'm going to look at you like, ma'am, sir, No, that is not for me because I will not thrive in that area. Quick example, I asked an organization leader, if they needed how can I support them? And the person said, hey, I'm looking for an admin person. I automatically said, I'm not your person. If there's operation stuff, if there's leadership stuff, if there's training, then for 100,000%, you will be like, I'm in my zone. But if you have me doing admin, it's going to be a long day for both of us. Okay. So this is the same thing that I want you to think about as you are navigating your business as a CEO, is really look at, okay, what opportunities am I missing because I am not operating in my zone? And your zone doesn't have to be the CEO. Your zone could be doing something else within your business, because you're still the owner, you're still the founder. But because you have decided to work with me or someone else who knows what he or she is doing, now you are able to have someone on your team to run your business as if you were in that position, which allows you to have these new opportunities to sustain and scale your business. Okay. Because this topic is all about how can you, as the CEO of your business, be able to operate in your zone of genius. All right. So the last thing that I want to share is, so far I shared, making sure that you have that foundation, making sure that opportunities are not missed, and also looking at what is your desired outcome. So let's imagine right now, let's make a list, and you can drop it in the chat. Like, what is your number one desire right now for yourself and for your business? Because in order for you to start operating in your zone and be able to thrive more effectively and not continue to feel burnt out and not continue to feel like, man, I don't have any more capacity, then you need to look at, okay, what do I desire? And does that look like, okay, I need to make sure that my team have the resources, have the training, are in the right positions, have the SOPs, like they have what they need to do, what they need to do every single day. Because when they're able to have those things, guess what? They don't have to call on you all the time. Yes, they're going to call on you here and there if they have specific question, or they probably have someone who is trained up, who is qualified to answer all those questions that they may have for the CEO that you don't have to respond to, because guess what? You have someone in your team who is doing that for you. So looking at what is your current desire now for your business and your life. Like I said, team, making sure they have everything that they need. Your SOPs, making sure that you have the right and quality SOPs, standards of operating procedure for your people to utilize. And not just only your internal individuals, but think of people as you move forward to hire, that those individuals, when they come on board, they're not lost through the process, and they don't regret coming on board with your company, because guess what? You have things in place to make sure that from point A of hiring or getting them into the door, they are like, man, this is a great process. Is very well structured. They can see themselves working with you, working with your company for a while. Okay. And by having these things that a lot of times you may not have time for to execute, to make sure that are in place, it's going to continue to keep you in the weeds of your business. And I know you don't want to be in the weeds. I know that you're like, hey, Shevvy, I'm ready to get out. I want to be able to have more time with my family, my husband, my wife, my kids, be able to be more present at my kids' activities, because I have a team that is solid and who is executing on my behalf. And I trust them to deliver in those roles. Okay. So again, friend, if you are the CEO of a home care agency and you are not operating in your zone, you are feeling some kind of way, like you feel like, you know what? I started this business for a specific reason, but I'm like, can I continue like this for the next 2, 3, or even for the next 6 months? And if you're like, heck to the no, I cannot continue like this for 6 months. I need someone to come in here to help me streamline, optimize not only develop my team, but really help me optimize my business at least 40% or more, because I am ready to focus on other things. I have a bigger vision. In order for that vision to come to life, you need to make sure that you are able to operate in your zone and not be everywhere, because right now you're being pulled in too many directions, life and business. Okay. So friend, this is your invite to look at how your business is currently structured. And I have my business operation assessment. And this assessment has 20 questions, very simple, straightforward questions that you can complete in less than 5 minutes. And after you complete this assessment, it's broken out into three phases, three frames, where it focuses on the business purpose. That's your foundation, your vision, all the things. And then it has the people side. So we're looking at training, operations, all of it. And then we have performance. So this assessment is going to let you know, where do you stand when it comes to the different zones of, when it comes to my purpose, business purpose, which includes the foundation, but also my people, the culture, not just the people. We're looking at the culture too. And also we are going to be looking at the performance of your organization, not just now, but long term. So this assessment is for you if you're like, hey, I want a quick snapshot of where I am when it comes to my business operations zone. It is 4 zones. And after you complete your assessment, friend, you will get a breakdown of your score and what that score represents in the sense of the zones. And from there, you get to reach out to me if you would like to get a solution to one of your problems. So click the link in the description of this video and do the assessment. All right. So today, friend, we talked about operating in our zone. Or are you operating in your zone? Let me know in the chat if you feel like, yes, Shevvy, I am operating in my zone. Let me know yes, and tell me what that zone is. If it's a no, let me know and tell me what you will love to step more into. Okay. So you can be operating in your zone, because when we operate in our zone, what happens? We are happier. We have more dopamine. We're excited. And yes, there are going to be some challenges, but we are able to bounce forward, move forward, be resilient, and continue to thrive because we are in our zone. Okay. All right. And again, just to wrap up, when it comes to operating your zone, making sure that you have a, looking at your purpose and your foundation, making sure that you don't miss opportunities, and looking at what do you desire next to get into that zone of where you feel like, hey, this is my space. Okay. All right, friend. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching this later on, #replay. And again, follow me, connect with me, but click on the link to complete your business operation assessment. If there are any questions that you may have, by all means, friend, drop it here or reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. As always, I will see you here next Wednesday live at 1 p.m. Central Time. Have an amazing day, and I will see you later.